Yes, man, no one can spot him. Wild.
Hi, it's Noel from Fiscus Jewelers. Are you on the verge of taking that next big step in your relationship? Our latest collection of engagement rings is here to make your moment even more memorable. From stunning classics to modern designs, each ring is meticulously crafted to symbolize your unique love story. Looking for something truly one of a kind? Explore our custom engagement ring options and let us bring your vision to life. Visit our showroom in Ankeny and let's start creating the ring of your dreams together. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Your jeweler for life. That's great.
What's up? I'm Jake Bren with Bigger Than 12, joined by my co-host Derek Duke, where every Sunday we break down the Big 12 Conference.
We'll recap the full day in the Big 12 and look ahead to next week.
We talk a lot of Iowa State, but it's not just Cyclones. We go from Morgantown to Salt Lake City and everywhere in between. Be sure to check out Bigger Than 12 every Sunday here on Iowa Everywhere.
Murph and Andy, talking sports and more, exclusively on Iowa Everywhere. From the Channel Seed Studios, here are Keith Murphy and Andy Fales.
Murph and Andy on a Monday. Welcome. Glad to have you with us. Andy, let me just get into a quick housing update. As we speak right now, we're having a sewer line put in. So
something that popped
repaired.
up in the inspection?
Yes. Yep. Little crack has to be fixed. Fixing it. And I've spent the morning just everywhere I go. Do not flush. Do not flush. Do not flush.
Yeah.
Do not turn. Because muscle memory,
Yeah.
that's a real thing. And
Did you pee in the yard?
No, I peed. I just
What?
didn't flush.
I
But
don't
the
think
whole
that was
time I'm standing there, don't flush. Don't flush. Walk toward the sink. Don't turn the water on. Don't turn the water on. And so far, no disasters. I do this show. I immediately go to WHO 13. I think I'm in the clear. I just got to, as soon as we're done, I just got to leave, not go in a bathroom, not go to the sink. I'll be fine, and there won't be any disasters.
I thought you were going to say you can't wait to get to WHO 13 where there's working bathrooms.
Oh,
We've got one that's out of order there.
there's one out of order. There's also, like, I think most people in a workplace, in an emergency situation, you have to have a place that you're willing to go. You don't want to go. I mean, I think most of us want to be in the comfort of our own home if we have to do a certain thing.
Oh, yeah. When you got to go to the gentleman's lounge.
Yeah, but you have to have an emergency place to go. So I've got my little hidden spot.
In the TV station?
I do.
Oh, yeah. Well, it ain't hidden. It's a bunch of other people's hidden spots, I'm sure. Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I know. One of the bathrooms is on the fritz, and it's like the water is off, so the toilets and the sinks don't work at work, as you know, and that's usually where that's got the best mirror and lighting for makeup, and so most of us use it for our makeup.
I need more makeup.
But we go in there and you can't use the sink, so I can't really use that because I wash my hands, get the makeup off when I'm done. So I got to go into the main bathroom to do the makeup, which is a work hazard. Depending on who else is in the bathroom, it could be really a tough situation. So
Have you learned to identify people by their shoes?
Oh yeah. You know the shoes. I mean,
the bathroom bomber. Every workplace has a bathroom bomber.
They do. Yeah.
Our bomber has changed.
We've had different bombers over the years, a succession of bombers.
Yeah. We got a new one. And oftentimes, it's like a new generation of bathroom bomber. You get the older bathroom bomber, you kind of understand it, but he retires, and then you're like, oh, we're in the clear now. But nope, as is the case, there's someone to step up and fill those shoes.
There's always someone
Those
to pass
brown
the torch
shoes.
to. Yeah, right. So as you said to me the other day, you were like, we were talking about our plan when we go into that bathroom now, since we have to use it for makeup. You're just like, I see the shoes, I leave.
Yep.
I see the shoes, I leave. Yeah, you see the shoes under there, I'm out of there, because even if it's not unpleasant at the time, it's about to get ugly.
Dude from Iowa says 32 years, always at home. Man, if you could
Where
make
does he
it like,
live?
that's my goal. But there, sometimes you just can't wait. In my experience.
Yeah, of course. But
just
like at home, what? Does this guy just fill himself with cheese?
I don't know. He's like a bear.
Man.
Like a bear. He hibernates.
Yeah, geez.
All right, well, Monday's off to a good start. Let's get to the Guest House Tavern and Oyster in West Des Moines. Set the table for some sports and more today. See Mark run, move over Babe, and rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. It's all coming up. Guest House Tavern, nightly specials, including Kentucky Fried Tuesdays, fried chicken and sides, half off, select bourbon, and whiskey pours. Now, high or low since the last show.
Presented by Wealth Charter Retirement Planning and Tax.
I love it. I heard from Tim Hawkins this morning, a Wealth Charter, and I like it when he just texts me whatever's on the top of his mind, and I can just read it. Makes it really easy. Here's what he said this morning. He says, as we get into the last quarter of the year, it's a great time to make sure everyone is making the most of their contribution limits. New for this year is a super catch-up for the Keith Murphys of the world, people aged 60 to 63. That most people haven't heard of. The contribution and catch-up limits are always changing, so Wealth Charter can help simplify the complex rules. There you go. More sage advice and just a little word of advice to those who may not have the best retirement planning.
Yeah,
going
this
on in
is
their
this.
worlds.
This all came back to me with the dreams and goals sessions. When you're writing those down at age 21, you just feel like
you wish you
you're
were
never
like
going to be old.
Yeah, open brokerage account before age 25. You always forget to put that one in there. It should have been somewhere in the top 5, right?
Let that compounding interest work its magic.
Yeah, I had a really good weekend. Kahala was gone for most of the weekend, so it was me and the kids on Friday, and we went out to dinner. Went out to Either Or. Took them. There's Eddie and Elon there. Happy they were elbowing each other through much of the dinner, and pushing. I almost had to separate them.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Yeah, that's how it goes. But had a great dinner. Took a picture outside. I was like doing that. It was really nice.
Oh, Eddie's gotten to the age where he's got to do something kind of cool in the photo,
cool.
like but do sideways or peace.
And Ellen's wearing the sunglasses. Never left the top of her head. Yeah. Didn't need them. They're just
it's a look.
Oh, she'll tell you straight out. She was like, they're an accessory piece, Dad. And then on Saturday night, I was going to go solo to this other event, but I ended up taking our friend Chris Gannon, and he brought Samantha Mesa, also his fiance, my co-anchor at Channel 13. We went to this. Let me describe this for a second, Andrew, give us a little bit of a buildup. So there is this awesome vintage stereo store in Valley Junction called Skylabs.
I know where that is.
And I love it. And the guy that owns it is Kevin Mull. He's a really interesting guy. He just knows everything about stereo, sound equipment, music, everything. And then also working there is our good friend Eric Herman, who works with us here at Iowa Everywhere. And
great guy.
Just a jack of all trades. He's great at everything.
Really talented.
And so the two of those guys together, Eric and Kevin, produce what I think is one of the best podcasts on YouTube. Skylabs podcast. It's, very specific audience, everybody that's interested in vintage stereos, the hi-fi and, vinyl and that kind of stuff. It's really well done.
And really smart, because that's a niche with a big audience.
It's a niche with a big audience. It's one that really appreciates good technical execution. And Eric is so good at photography and lighting that he makes it look amazing. But so anyway, I love going in there. I bought stuff from them before. I mean, it's just a really cool place. Well, anyway, he across the street in Valley Junction, he opened up this like meeting space, this listening room. Kevin did this month, where he took all of this amazing equipment. Okay, Andrew, we can start showing this stuff. Took all of this amazing equipment that he has accumulated over the years, these receivers, turntables, unbelievable speakers. These are holy grails of this world. These receivers down there, these speakers are 625 pounds apiece, these Macintosh speakers. And he had this like just special event for longtime customers and people that he knows well. And he was able to put all of this incredible equipment that he's accumulated over the years on display. And I mean, each one of these receivers down there is the kind of stuff that a collector would like kill for. I mean,
And
each
there's so
one of
many.
these. Yeah, and he can only use one at a time. So that's kind of the cruel irony here. These are all plugged in, but they're not necessarily hooked up where they're actually, performing their intended purpose. But it doesn't matter. You want to just see him. He has an incredible system all hooked up. And this couch, as it pans over here, look at this seat in this middle of this couch, right there, where that lady's sitting right there.
Yes.
He ought to like Airbnb that seat. That might be the best seat in all of Iowa, where you rent out that seat and you're just perfectly positioned between like the greatest speakers that you could ever hook up with the greatest amplifier, turntable, incredible clean vinyl that, is Pink Floyd, Steely Dan, Zeppelin, Muddy Waters. I mean, just amazing stuff. And you play it there and you just sit there in that sweet spot and it's just amazing. So we went there.
The famous
for that event.
ad was somebody in the chair being blown away.
I think that's Maxell.
I think it is Maxell. Yeah, it's similar to that. It's like,
Yeah.
if you're in the perfect chair, you're going to hear us.
Yeah, you guys just being totally blown back. Kevin probably has that poster somewhere in there. But anyway, it's just like all of this stuff that he's been accumulating over the years, and he's, in the business, so he has, access to the best stuff. He's been keeping it in like a storage unit, which is just a crying shame because it's not even on display where people can look at it and appreciate it, much less, being put to use and serving its intended purpose of playing music. But so he's got this space. It's just absolutely amazing. And I had the best time. It was so fun. Chris and Samantha did too. So it was, we just geeked out.
He geeked out.
On
A
Saturday.
dude from Iowa wonders what's the perfect song to maximize that kind of sweet equipment? Would you go with Go Cubs Go or Sweet Caroline?
Yeah.
And if you could have just played
Like
one song.
Babylon Sisters by Steely Dan. Put in Pink Floyd, Animals.
You have to be high to hear that.
No.
No?
What are you kidding? No, it's just it's incredibly perfectly produced, incredible musicians. The vinyl is clean and it's delivered through an amazing turntable and just incredible speakers. They're positioned just right. It's Andrew, you know what I'm talking about. This is amazing.
I don't have a high anywhere near that cool. And it's close to being a low because Jenny and I spent Saturday moving stuff. And
That's
we've
your life right-
established
that's
that
your life
that
right now.
sucks. And Jenny's working much harder than I am. No surprise there. But we at some point late in the afternoon, we got a nice text message from Mark Freund. He's like, you guys could use a beer. Let's meet at Cooney's. So we're like, yeah, let's stop. Go there before the Hawkeye game. Have a pint. So we meet Mark there. It's good to see him. He's got that whole different look about him. The guy that's off at night and off weekends. And he just looks happy and relaxed. And it's good to see him. So our goal is to get back to the house in time for kickoff between Iowa and Penn State. But you know what it's like sometimes when you've been working hard and you're tired, you settle into a comfortable bar stool.
Oh, yeah.
TV's on, you got good conversation. Next thing you know, Jetty's like, ask Joe if it's okay if we have a pizza delivered here. So we get a pizza delivered there. End up, we don't leave until the first half, till halftime. But then we get back to the house. And there is just a pleasure sometimes, especially when you've been running around as we have for months, and you just sit in your own home, watch your own TV with your own snacks and bathrooms and all that. and watch a game. And it was awesome. And Jenny stayed awake until mid fourth quarter. So that was pretty good.
Jeez, where did she fall asleep in that fourth quarter?
Where was the answer is the chair. But
well, I mean, like at what point? There wasn't a point in the fourth quarter where you could
just looked over
lose interest.
It wasn't an interest thing. It's just a kind of exhaustion.
Yeah. I thought maybe you were going to say you came back to your house and you forgot you had packed the TV. Because that happens when when you're moving, you have to like do it methodically, right? I mean, you have to have it planned out, because if you pack stuff too early and you end up needing it again, that's a pain.
That interesting you'd say that, because our TVs are wall mounted, and that was like a request to close the deal. You leave the TVs on the wall mounts and we have a deal. So
even though, as we have stated, moving TVs is a much different
not bad now
job than it used to be. Although I think it's probably they're kind of fragile, right? So moving is not easy.
Pretty thin. Let's catch the buzz here on a Monday.
The Buzz. Brought to you by Logier Heating and Cooling.
Thank you for your help, Logier Heating and Cooling. You've gotten us ready to move, and we appreciate it. We'll be using those guys for years to come. Nostalgia Rewind, let's get to it. Iowa against Penn State, brought to you by Nostalgia THC Fruit Seltzers. And just like the Indiana game, things started badly for the Hawkeyes.
Here's the snap. Penn State sends pressure. Gronowski gets rid of it, and it's picked off. Intercepted. Pass deflected, intercepted by Penn State, intended for Jacob Gill. Grunkemeyer up under center. Now they run the same play, and he's over for the touchdown. The Iowa penalty leads to the Penn State touchdown, and the Nittany Lions dent the scoreboard first.
That's voice of the Hawkeyes, Gary Dolphin, courtesy of Learfield. And first of all, Grunkemeyer, add a syllable in there, Grunkemeyer. And the thing I think you get right away, well, first of all, that pass should have been caught. Gill lets it.
It's kind of on his shoulder. It was a little hard. Yeah,
gets knocked up into the air, tip drill. Really not on Gronowski there. And the other thing you can see right away is that, Penn State, new voice in the locker room, Terry Smith, interim head coach. Penn State has come to play, because they've been sleepwalking for a couple of weeks, but they looked ready to go.
Yeah, you were not sure at that point which direction this game was going to go. I mean, was this Penn State's wake-up call? Is this exactly what they needed? And all of a sudden, all these talented players just get back on board and they play the way that they should have been playing for the past several weeks, and they just take it out on Iowa, take the crowd out of the game immediately, and then just put a beat down on them? Because I felt like that could potentially happen there. I mean, Iowa had all the groundwork laid out. I mean, the stadium looked great. The crowd was electric. I mean,
striping worked.
Yeah, I mean, the crowd was loud. Sometimes, I mean, crowds are just clearly they're mic'd up very well, and that the mics are turned up and the crowd sounds loud. There are other times where you can just tell that a crowd is really, really big and into the game. And that you could tell that early, right? I mean, you could tell that was a crowd that probably shouldn't exist for a 4-2 team with no good wins this year. I mean, that crowd was into it, and that crowd knew what was potentially at stake. But then Penn State comes out or Iowa comes that gets the interception. Penn State makes a good play on that interception and looks like they are ready to be like, okay, we're more talented than you are. I don't care what's happened so far this season so far. We are going to be the better team on the field today.
Yeah, most disappointing team in the nation, fired coach, QB1 down with an injury, but that is still a team that is loaded with 4- and 5-star talent. Pick number 2 to start the season, and picked as national champion by many people for a reason. So the potential is there. Late in the first half, Iowa grabs the lead.
Here's Grunkemeyer to throw.
No.
Intercepted.
To the crib.
Whop at the 10, 5, 2-yard line. First and goal, Iowa. Here's the tush
Give
push.
it to him. That's in for sure. Your hands up.
The tush push by Gronowski.
That's crazy.
Well,
Thank you.
Now they call touchdown.
Never doubted him.
The succession from Ed Podolak to Pat Anger has gone smoothly in part because for a moment there, I was thinking that was Podolak.
Yeah. It sounds like him there.
A quick Penn State 3-and-out gave Kirk Ference the chance to take a rare risk.
Here's the snap, the spot. The kick is blocked, picked up, and going the other way for a score. Elliott Washington blocks the Drew Stevens field goal attempt and returns it for the score. Oh, brother.
Oh, brother is right. That was a disaster, and I think surprising to most of us because at 66 yards, you're going to have to kick it lower to have a shot to get it that far, which increases the chances that it's blocked. And since Penn State called a late timeout, you could see that Stevens didn't have enough leg, at least on that first kick. He left it, a few yards short. So at that point, you think maybe Ference, who's certainly conservative, will reconsider and not try this. But they send him back out again, and that was just a disaster. We will have more on that coming up here at the end. But Penn State opened the second half with a punishing touchdown to go up 21-10. And many fans thought the game was over based on past history of Iowa being double digits down. But Mark Gronowski did not think it was over.
Gronowski runs down the middle of the field. He's got a lot of running room. Midfield, 40, 35, 30, and wrestled down from behind at the 28-yard line. Mark Gronowski. Here's Gronowski. Quarterback keeper. He can walk to the end zone. Everybody got sucked inside by the Nittany Lions, and he ran to the left to the near pylon, and nobody within 15 yards of him. Touchdown, Iowa. Touchdown, Gronowski.
Yeah, the quarterback keeper, that draw play was working real well there. Like Penn State is kicking itself. That defense really got embarrassed on a few of those plays by Gronowski there.
And he's got one bad wheel.
Yeah, well, he's good enough. And, how many times have we wondered in the past year, it's past several years, a bunch of years now, oh, God, if I would just had a quarterback that could move at all, if he could do any sort of running and buy any kind of time, be any sort of threat, what could they do with this defense? I mean, well, there you go. I mean, that defense is good, probably better than we thought they were going to be.
Better than last year, yeah, I think so.
But
now the passing is missing, but the running is there.
Well, the passing wasn't there before, so there wasn't anything. It wasn't passing or running, and you're just like, if they could just run,
get one of two.
What could you do? And this is kind of answering that question.
The teams traded field goals. Iowa gets the ball back down 5, under 5 minutes to play.
And here's the snap on first down. Gronowski with a keeper, gets 5, 6, 7, he breaks free. He's at the 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, and out of bounds at the 9-yard line. First and goal at the 9. Here's a slot receiver, reverse to Caden Whedon. Touchdown! Touchdown, Iowa. Caden Whedon.
Nice job with the photos there, AD. Is 25-24. Penn State had more chances, but Iowa just keeps making the big game-winning plays.
Here's the snap. Runtkemeyer chased out of the pocket. Hawks are blitzing. He's grabbed as he throws the ball, and it is incomplete. Incomplete. A great play by Deshaun Lee. Here's Gronowski straight ahead running. Oh, no. It's a keeper. A keeper by Gronowski. What a fake. What a play fake to the tailback. Everybody in the building thought it was a middle run, and it ends up a first down. Gronowski roars downfield to the 21-yard line of Penn State.
Boy, that bootleg really worked.
Oh, yeah. They totally bit on that several times in that game, 2 that we just played. Yeah, I mean, Iowa ran the ball really well in that game. Penn State, that's a Big Ten team with a good defense, ready to play Big Ten football and ready for a team like Iowa that's going to run the ball, and Iowa still ran the ball really well. So it just looks like things are healthy right now with the Hawkeyes.
It does. And here is quarterback Mark Gronowski and head coach Kirk Ference after the win.
The one that kind of set us up for that last touchdown to take the lead. Offense ended up setting up a pretty big hole there. I had to break one tackle, and once I picked my eyes up and there was nobody there, I got pretty bug-eyed there and took a peek at the screen up there. Knew I just got to run hard and try getting as many yards as possible. There's a bunch of green grass, and a couple of those other ones, the offensive line, again, they did a great job up front making those holes, getting guys blocked, and making it easy for me.
Let's joke about it. He's our biggest back. So, that's one thing you forget about. And he said he would have scored if his knee was 100%. He's not quite there yet. But it just says a lot about him. First of all, he's a really good football player and an unbelievable human being. And then to come back off that injury, he's not quite 100%, but he's looking better each day. And what he did out there tonight, I'm sure he wasn't thinking about it. He was thinking about helping the team and moving the team. And it's been great to have him on our football team.
Video from WHO 13's David Warrington, who proved how windy it was at Kinnick Stadium. Because, Andy, you saw it. David's hair was moving.
Yeah, I messed up his hair.
And, I mean, he's got the gel. He's got that great hair, and yet you could see it moving when he was on camera. So Iowa wins that. In that long run that Granowski makes there, the 60-something yard run, you can tell at the end as he's running out of steam, but he also goes to cut back a little bit, and you can see him try to plant on that left knee, and you can tell he's not 100%. So to rush for 130 yards at the quarterback position, that is the most ever by a quarterback under not just Kirk Ference, but under Hayden Fry. That goes back to the early 70s since Iowa has had a quarterback rush for that kind of yardage, and they needed all of them. Iowa did.
Yeah, against Penn State, not against this one against Rutgers. I mean, this is a good defense, really talented players. Knew what to expect from Iowa, and Iowa gave them what they expected and still couldn't stop them.
That is the Nostalgia Rewind presented by Barntown's Nostalgia THC Fruit Seltzers. The Quickie poll is from WCI Pools and Spas. It's in Ames and Urbandale, and we have a question for all of you who have an opinion on this. Would like to know what you think.
Yeah, on Instant Iowa here on Iowa Everywhere, as soon as the game was over, Chris Hassel pointed out that he thought this was Iowa's biggest win in 4 years. So do you agree with Chris Hassel that the win over Penn State is Iowa's biggest win in 4 years? He's going back to that 2021 win over Penn State, a top 5 matchup in Kinnick Stadium. Yes, Hassel's right, or no? And we ask you to reply with which win you think was bigger.
So some nuances is needed here, because it's easy to just dump all over this and be like, oh, if that's your biggest win over a team that hadn't won a conference game, that's pathetic. That really points out what a sad place Iowa football is. It was a big spot. And this is still the team that started the season ranked number 2. This is still Penn State. The atmosphere was electric. Most importantly, it keeps everything still out there. Even if not likely, it's still out there for the Hawkeyes because they won this game. So Chris isn't suggesting this is the highest ranked team or or team with the best record. He's just saying in the context of what it means to Iowa's season and the excitement that it caused and the way in which Iowa won the game, coming from 11 down in the second half, that this is the biggest win. And I think you can make that case.
Yeah, it's almost like you can't take a literal interpretation of biggest win and apply it all the way across here, because he's not just talking about, and I've listened to, he repeated all of this on Two Guys with Williams really kind of pressing him and questioning him, and Hassel with his typical, faux outrage bravado is just leaning into it. He. Much of his point is based on what is still out there and possible this season.
Right.
Which is a huge part of the point. And this is what really makes it an interesting take. If Iowa loses the rest of the games this season, I think you can abandon this point and say that, okay, that was not the biggest win, right? Because it didn't go anywhere. Didn't do anything for them. They didn't do anything with it. But he's not making that point. He's making that point like if right now at this point in the season, with all of this still the season still to play, if you look at their schedule from here on out, Andrew, I think you can attest to this. I mean, Hawkeye fans are really excited about the rest of this schedule.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's like every kind of opportunity out there for you in the rest of this schedule. It's like a dream schedule from here on out. I mean, you get a shot at Oregon at home. You get a shot at a big time road win at USC. You get a shot against a regional rival that you always feel good about next, right? In Minnesota, and you get to go to Nebraska and beat down the Cornhuskers in their own building. I mean,
it's really high entertainment value.
Like everyone, that's fun, man. I mean,
I don't think I was winning all those games, but they're just all
the
exciting
opportunities that you have are there because of the win that they got done this past weekend. So that's part of it. I'm not saying that's all of his argument, but that's part of it right there. And I think, it also says that in the past 4 years, they've not had a lot of big wins. I mean, and he admits that. I mean, it says that too. It says a lot of things. Some of them have already been set in stone, and some of them are still wide open. We don't know what's going to happen from here.
And it's easy to scoff at because, it doesn't seem like it. But then you go back, and that's the challenge, to go back and find one that's bigger. And as you just said, Andy, Iowa hasn't played a lot of really big teams. They haven't beaten a lot of good teams. They're 0-10 or 11 against their last 10 or 11 ranked teams. And so you could go back to like some of these Nebraska games where it put Iowa into the Big Ten championship game in 2023, but you knew that team wasn't capable of winning a Big Ten championship. It was Deacon Hill as the quarterback.
And Nebraska wasn't good.
Exactly. Yeah, it was a 3-win Nebraska team. And so, I think everything you guys just put into context is exactly right. And then, you look at the way Iowa played against Indiana and what Indiana has done since then. You look at this team seeming to improve. You look at a guy like Mark Gronowski coming back from, down 11 points in the second half, which doesn't happen for Iowa.
A big part of the argument right there.
So
the
you have
they
some
won
faith.
That game.
You have some faith
100%.
that if Oregon does get into a dogfight in Kinnick Stadium in a couple of weeks, Iowa might actually be able to pull that out. And so, all of that comes from this win. So I agree with Chris. And if Iowa loses out, it's not going to feel great. But right now it does.
And two things can be true. You can say that Iowa's wins are all against teams that have yet to win a conference game. A collective
incredible.
0-18, and that's true.
Incredible.
It's true. It is astonishing, and it's true. You can also say that Iowa's 8 points from being undefeated and, ranked in the top 10 because they should have beaten Indiana and lost a close game to a good Iowa State team in Ames. It was 3 points? And ended up being 3 points. So, you can frame this however you want, but it was exciting. And I made this point last night on Sound Off. If you are rooting for a FBS team in the state of Iowa and you're national championship or bust, you're going to die disappointed. I mean, you have to look for opportunities to have fun when your football team wins. You have to, if you're a Hawkeye fan, you absolutely should be excited and cherish this and feel great about this. If the standard is just like, we got to win the national championship or I'm not happy, you're not ever going to be happy. You have to look for these games along the 12-game season for reasons to be happy. Enjoy the ride or you're going to be disappointed. Look at some of the Big Ten championship games recently. Those weren't fun.
I think this is a funny point by Drew Shipley here. It looks like Doctorman and Lysico could still be right with their 10-2 prediction. I mean, we did laugh at them about this. I mean,
it seemed crazy. I don't think they're
still
don't
think
right.
it'll happen, but I mean, it's in play.
Yeah, it is still in play.
And I think that, you also just have to throw in just kind of the fun of that game, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This was not a road game. I'll use Rutgers again. I mean, this was a home game against Penn State. So
decent
what?
Weather.
So what that it's a different scenario now with James Franklin out and Drew Aller out. So what? It was the stadium's all decked out. The fans are just wired. You come from behind. You have a couple of big, huge runs, several huge runs from your quarterback, which is beyond your wildest dreams for like the last 4 years, the period of time that Hess is talking about. I mean, you're seeing like everything that you're used to seeing, plus a bunch of stuff that you've dreamed of seeing the past 4 years. So I think you roll that into one, and you can absolutely argue that he's spot on.
And you're not Wisconsin. I mean, no matter what happens, AD, you just got to stop and think, man, at least we're not Wisconsin. Shut out in back-to-back weeks.
71-0 in the last 2 weeks.
I wake up every day and thank God that we're not Wisconsin.
Kirk Ferentz is 11-9 against Penn State with all those resources and all that history and all that money and things that Iowa does not have. 11-9 against Penn State.
They've been good. Like the most consistent source of fun during the Kirk Ferentz era. It seems
been some memorable games. Yeah,
really
Nebraska and Penn State are at the top of that.
I mean, Nebraska though, those are like ones that you walk. I mean, people are still like, "How the hell we won that game?" I remember
how did Nebraska self-destruct like that? It was
just an insane game. Penn State has just been like, wow. We played up to the competition and we beat them straight up.
Want to get this in before we move along. Kirk Ferentz just getting emotional when the Gazette's Mike Kloss asked him if Ferentz's players bailed him out after that disaster on the end of the half 66-yard field goal attempt.
It was a bad decision. We should have just closed out the half and come back and played from there. But because the biggest part was just the momentum swing. I mean, things were going okay. We were doing some good things and feeling a little bit better, and boom, now you drop an anvil right on the team. So, but I owned it. I mean, the first thing I told him. Bad decision, but you keep playing. You got 30 minutes, you keep playing. And they did it, thank goodness.
Well, there is no question that Kirk Ferentz is still completely engaged and invested in how his team does and his players. And, Andy, we know Kirk well enough to know that right there in that moment, he's just feeling how much he let them down by taking that risk. And this is a risk-averse coach. And he did it, and it just completely backfired. I doubt he does it again. But the players went out there and had his back.
Yeah, and what a perfect way to be like, now you see why I do things the way I do it normally? Can we all remember this? Get off my back the next time. Give me a little benefit of the doubt.
I mean, man.
A 66-yard field goal. Drew Stevens doesn't seem like the type of kicker to do that with. I mean, he has he's a strange Iowa kicker. He's not one that we've seen before. He's less reliable.
He set the record Saturday. Most field goals in Iowa history.
Which tells you that they've settled for 3 a lot. But really, I mean, it's Drew Stevens kicks the ball so high that he's missed a number of field goals, I think, by kicking the ball too high. It's been, first of all, it's left it up to interpretation, where the ball is literally sailed over the tip of the upright, and the refs have to call that no good if they can't tell. It also just kind of allows the ball to move more. And then I think that's how he typically kicks the ball, is really, really high. And when you line up for a 66-yard field goal, you can't do that. You can't kick it that high. You're not going to kick it. You don't have that much leg strength. So he just didn't really have a good shot at that.
So it's Minnesota Saturday at 2:30 p.m. The Hawkeyes are favored by 7.5. Floyd of Rosedale on the line. Iowa has been really good against Minnesota in the PJ Fleck era and beyond. And Minnesota thumped Nebraska 24-6. So
yeah, that has given Iowa fans exactly 0 pause. Right? Yeah. I mean, they thumped Nebraska. They just smoked them.
24-6. And this is a spot where if Matt Rule, Penn State alum, really secretly wants that job and is hoping he can get it, he could not have had a worse job interview on national television than just immediately going out there and getting smoked by Minnesota. 24-6. Interact with others on YouTube, on X. It's Murph_Andy. The email is Murph_Andy@iowaeverywhere.com. It is powered by the Cellular Advantage, where you can now get the best of T-Mobile's #1 ranked national plan with U.S. Cellular's #1 ranked Iowa plan. Some more hot topics. Undefeated teams really fell out this week. So Miami, Ole Miss, Memphis, UNLV, Texas Tech, all lost. A lot of losses, a lot of good games, a lot of interesting games. But, boy, the undefeated teams falling fast.
Yeah, and, I mean, we're way deep into the season. This kind of stuff happens. Most of it is a reminder to be careful when you bet. Right? You don't always know.
Yeah. And it's starting to look like, with these undefeated teams falling, it's looking more and more like the Big Ten and SEC championship games are just going to be exhibitions. That the teams that are in those games are already going to be locked in to the playoff.
Top 6 ranked teams are Big Ten or SEC.
Yeah. So they need to do away with these conference championship games or figure out some way to make them more interesting, but that's coming up. Among the unbeatens remaining, you see at number 11, 7-0 BYU. BYU won the Holy War versus Utah. So BYU is at Iowa State Saturday. That line is BYU favored by 2.5.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting game. It's time to start thinking about Iowa State again and how much healing they've gotten done.
Yes.
Time off.
Bye week was needed. Off week needed. We'll see what that does. BYU is not a team that usually blows people away. They often win a one-score game, or they win a game you think that they might lose, but I think this is the second straight season they've started undefeated like this. So it's been impressive. Andy, you want to see if you saw this. Monty Quinn. Do you know that name? Monty Quinn? You probably don't. Very few people do.
Monty Hall.
Monty Quinn is a running back at Curry College. And this weekend he rushed for 522 yards and 7 touchdowns in one game. That is an all divisions, all-time record for a college football game. This guy maybe needed to be in Division II or maybe Division I. If you're rushing for 522 and 7 in a game, that's a season.
That's more than 25 yards a carry with 20 carries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
It's only
25
carries.
yards a carry.
He scored on a third of his touches.
Yes.
And he got 20 touches.
This is like Herschel Walker in high school in Georgia when he played single A. And it just every time he took the ball,
I want to see some
went to the end
highlights
zone.
from this guy. I mean, he looks like a pretty big dude.
Quinn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Curry College. Why is Monty?
Where is Curry College?
Don't know. AD Curry College. Let's make a guess.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess.
Guess south.
I'm going to guess Georgia.
Okay.
I think it's solely because Bill Curry was Georgia Tech's coach for a while. I think that's why I'm guessing that. AD, do you have it?
Milton, Massachusetts.
Oh, geez.
Oh, gosh.
Ooh, way wrong.
The Conference of New England.
That would have been a long time before I got to Massachusetts. Monty Quinn at Curry College. Yeah, he does look like a big dude. Shohei Ohtani, we don't talk a lot of baseball right now, but he just had the greatest postseason game ever. I mean, all-around game. Maybe not the most clutch or, the biggest response from an audience or anything like that, but the greatest all-around postseason, maybe the greatest all-around game in Major League Baseball history, period. So he pitched 6 innings. He gave up 2 hits and 0 runs. He struck out 10. That's a great line. At the plate, he went 3 for 3 with 3 home runs. One of them traveled nearly 500 feet.
Yeah, you can't even...
Can't get your head
There's
around.
no historical perspective.
No.
That you would have to go back to like the 1910s or something, right? For even a situation where you could find a comparison.
Babe Ruth didn't approach anything like this. And yeah, it's
maybe you'd have to go back. Maybe there just isn't. Clearly, there isn't a point of comparison.
No, and he steals bases too. He can do everything.
Yeah, I always think it's funny though when people will point out, they'll be like, "Yeah, but he's from Japan, where players go both ways like that," and like somehow that detracts from what he's done. Like he's not still doing that in Major League Baseball.
Yeah. He's not doing it in Japan.
Yeah, he's not in a Taiwanese league. Yeah, but he's doing it here. It's a guy. He's doing it, and
it's impressive.
Either one of those lines,
it's underrated.
Is a great line. Either one of those. He is, and you're just like, well, he had three home runs, but he was a DH. He wasn't fielding a position. He was pitching. He was the number one position.
He was the pitcher. The Dodgers sweep the Brewers. They wait for the winner of tonight's Game 7 between the Mariners and Blue Jays in Toronto. Vlad Guerrero is just a surprise, a bunch of home runs. I'm rooting for the Mariners tonight.
I'm rooting for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, me too.
You are?
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
you don't want to see Seattle finally in a World Series?
No. I kind of want to see. I want to see Vlad Guerrero Jr. and Shohei Ohtani. I don't know anything about the Mariners. I don't care about the Mariners. And I think Toronto is. I think it's kind of cool they have a team. We were at either or. The game was on what would have been Game 5, and. The Blue Jays come back and they've tied it. They got 2 on, and Vlad Guerrero Jr. is at bat, and just this huge at bat in, I don't know, like the 7th inning or so. And absolutely no one is paying attention in the entire restaurant. It's up. And I'm watching, I'm like, oh my God, this is, the best hitter in the postseason right now is up with 2 on and this huge pivotal at bat in the ALCS. And, The Big Bang Theory is on the next TV screen, and there are way more. It's a rerun, of course, and there are more people that are watching that. And I'm just like, I'm not talking to my kids. So I'm watching this game so closely, and I'm the only one in the whole. The restaurant was full, but I mean, it's just another reminder of how far we've come. But then he struck out. He did strike out.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
NFL teams, had won more than 1,600 straight games when leading by at least 18 points with 6 minutes to play. That streak is over after the Giants gave up 33 fourth quarter points to the Broncos. The Broncos had 0 points through 3 quarters and then won 33-32. This sounds made up, but it happened.
It does. What's become of the Giants? What do you make of the Giants this
season?
Well,
they seem to be rejuvenated behind Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo. Mm-hmm. And then in this game, they're beating a good Broncos team, beating them handily, and it just seems like, okay, the Giants have changed directions. And then they find a way to lose this. Now you have to get up after this kind of loss. This kind of loss, that one loss can become 2, can become 3. It's tough to get over blowing a lead like that.
Oh, I'm sure the New York fans won't be rough on them. They'll be okay.
Andy, now here's Dolphins coach Mike McDaniel trying to make sense of how bad the Dolphins are, and he's not making a lot of sense.
There's a lot of guys that will have an important work week because we're not – I mean, if you are negatively affecting the football team routinely – I don't have a choice but to, assess a different player, and I have to coach a lot better as well. So we're going to find out who and what we're made of.
He's like a moment away from just looking over to the side and going, what are you waiting for? Can you get me out of this? Please fire me.
I'm sorry. I can't land this plane. I'm going to fire myself. I'm out of here.
Yeah. Jeez. It's like, do I get the buyout if I fire myself? I don't. Okay. Well, we assess player and then the other guy could come and do and the game, and I just coach.
He didn't ever really look the part of NFL head coach, but like now he really doesn't look the part.
Yeah, and I liked him on Hard Knocks. It took a moment to get used to the. Yeah, man. He had kind of almost like a surfer, that rainbow guy, that double rainbow guy. He had a little bit of that kind of voice inflection, but the more he got to know him and his family, he was likable, but ooh, that's rough. Confluence, official beer of Murph and Andy. Confluence, proudly serving the new light lager Old Tavern. It's available most everywhere. If you don't see it, please ask for it. They'll get it for you. Now let's get some more.
But wait, there's more from Either Or Eatery and Patio.
As I said, Either Or Eatery and Patio is where I took the family the other night. What a great place. Always reminded that Christmas is right around the corner there. Tinsel is their pop-up. Yeah, they're getting ready for it. Now, it's not all decorated yet, but they have little blurbs on the menu and on the website as they're starting to get ready, and they're planning even more decorations this year than they've had in the past, which is saying something. They have
that was a cool thing, but we got to get through Halloween first.
They don't have one of the Halloween pop-ups. They don't really have anything for that. They just go all in on Christmas.
Fair.
It is National Suspenders Day. Yep. You know, those were invented back in the 1820s by a British guy named Albert Thurston. Suspenders have been helping us hold up our pants in style for more than a century now. Don't you wonder if there was a point where there was like a political divide between suspenders and belt?
I feel like there probably was. Did you go through a suspenders period? I did. It was early 20s, first wearing suits. And, you know, I would see like the GQ photos and somebody would have the leather suspenders. And I thought, man, that's
they
just
call those like braces,
class,
right? They
success.
had like
braces.
A special word for the leather ones.
So I had, my suits didn't have those buttons in them. Like I'm sure some really nice suit, but I was buying the, cheap off the rack stuff. And I had the buttons put in so I could wear those braces. And would look for every opportunity to not have my suit coat on so I could look cool.
Show off that.
Yeah, but nobody really. Yeah, these. And you can't even pull those out far.
No, they're not elastic. Yeah, they're not elastic.
But
haven't
worn them since.
Yeah, suspenders. I wonder, what body type is best for suspenders? Is it for like the big dudes to keep their pants up? Are they the one? It seems like those are the ones that I see more consistently wearing suspenders is bigger guys, because maybe the belt cuts them off midsection too much,
or you have to wear the belt too low, like below the stomach area. So maybe the suspenders are more comfortable, or keep the pants up at a more flattering level. My grandfather Irving, he doubled up. I mean, he always
belt and
doubled up.
suspenders.
Belt and suspenders. Every time I ever saw him, he had both.
Maybe he got pantsed a lot as a kid.
He needed a backup
made
plan.
Sure that wasn't happening to him again. 2 more weeks until the end of daylight saving time. So, figure this out. If you begin going to bed 3.2 seconds early each night from here, you will be completely prepared for the 1-hour time jump on November 2nd.
3.2 seconds?
Yeah.
That doesn't add up.
You know, they always make such a huge deal out of how to get your kids adjusted to the time change.
3.2 minutes, right?
No, seconds, man. We got 2 full weeks.
Yeah, but 2 weeks each night. Do the math.
I did.
Do it again.
Do the math again.
Yeah, you just seconds. It's only 1 hour. We got 1,400 minutes each day, or seconds each day.
What you're saying, 2.5 seconds each night, go to bed earlier.
Yeah, you were talking about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You're only making up 1 hour.
Yeah, but after a week, you've made up 20 seconds.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I might have misplaced the decimal point there. Yeah, just a little bit early.
Exactly.
Well, all right. Yeah, exactly. So, all right. It might be 3.2 minutes. Maybe I didn't mean to type that. Did I read that? A little bit early each night, and then you'll smooth it all. That's the point.
It's all
the
going to work out.
The point is not the math. When I'm doing the math, it's not the point. All right. So you got 2 weeks. Got plenty of time. Got chilly this weekend, but no snow yet. So far, the states in the lower 48 who've seen snow are the usual suspects: Oregon, Washington, Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, Colorado, Utah, but also they've seen snow in Nevada and snow in the Black Hills of South Dakota. No snow so far in Minnesota, Michigan, North Dakota, those very snowy states.
Jason Parkin did mention snow for the first time last night.
Could possibly see some next week, he was saying, around here. Yes. A trio. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself here. From the bowels of Instagram, yep, I am still caught in that AI funnel cloud.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a fitness model. I'm the before picture.
These sleeping pills are amazing. I've never been so relaxed in my life.
Just make sure you're not taking more than one a day.
Oh, I don't take them. I give them to my wife. When I die, I want to be buried with a bunch of pictures of you.
Oh, you're so sweet.
So God knows I already went through hell.
I'm going to donate all my clothes to people who are starving.
If they fit into your clothes, they're definitely not starving.
Did you see that drunk man back there?
Yeah. You know him?
I broke up with him to marry you.
Still celebrating me, huh? Grandpa, this is my new girlfriend, Paige. I'll be goddamned if that's a page, that's a whole damn book.
I want to file a report. And one other thing, why is that officer all the way back there?
He has his body cam on, and he is trying to fit you in the frame. Have you been drinking?
You think I'd take this woman home sober?
Fair enough.
I wouldn't either. You're good to go. Good luck with that thing.
Jeez, man.
That didn't happen. Come on, man.
That did not happen. None of that happened.
A trio of goats that escaped from a farm 3 months ago become local celebrities in Connecticut and can often be seen grazing near the highway. In Clinton, Connecticut, residents say the 3 goats escaped from a farm in July. They've been kind of all over the place, private and public lands. Now, goats, they're good to have out there. They eat invasive plants like crazy, like eat them first, like prefer them. Poison ivy, honeysuckle, sumac, all they go nuts. They will. People actually hire out goats. These guys that keep goats. They're for hire. They'll bring them in. They'll put up a temporary electric fence around a property. The goats can walk down around water sources, drinking water sources, and that eat all the invasive weeds out of there and keep. You don't have to use pesticides, which would leak into the water source, and put the community at risk. Goats are really good at that kind of thing. So you'd think maybe it's just kind of a good idea for there to be a bunch of wild goats out there. Maybe
So
not bring them back.
what makes them celebrities? Just that they're there and
Well,
hanging
I mean,
out and
people,
everybody sees
the goats again. Well, they stop and take pictures of kinds of
right.
stuff like that. Yeah, all kinds of stuff. Murph just found out about this. It's monkey bar kick fighting. Where is this?
I'm going to enter this. This looks fun.
I mean, it looks really violent.
Yeah.
Somewhere in Asia, they're. Look at that.
Oh,
man.
see, there's
right in his
last
face.
person
Oh, and
hanging
then this
right
guy.
there. Oh my gosh, his feet right in your face.
They have
There's
like
your
a
winner.
one-on-one. It starts with 4 and goes down to like a 2.
Remember,
man. Look
first
at
of all,
this.
just hanging that long takes quite a bit
Puts
of
his
strength.
butt in his face.
Oh my goodness. Remember how much time as a kid you spent on the monkey bars? I mean, the monkey bars were multi-purpose, and now when you see monkey bars, you're like, how do we not die on the monkey bars? You're just all over the place, hanging,
Yeah, with the
falling,
pavement. Yeah, no, they were
climbing.
pretty high too. Gosh,
Yeah,
you
there was
didn't
no
even have to,
soft landing.
Didn't even have to hit the pavement if you just hit the bar. If you want to win at rock, paper, scissors, you might want to take a cue from the psychological aspects of it. Researchers in China used 72 people in 12 teams to tap into the mental aspects of the game. Each of the groups played 3 rounds. Rewards are given out to the winners. The study found each throw appeared about 1/3 of the time, but a clear pattern showed itself. So winners would repeat their previous throw. If you won with a rock, you would tend to repeat with a rock.
Okay.
Losers move on to the next in a predictable sequence. You lose with the rock,
Go to paper.
you go to paper.
'Cause
Right.
Subconsciously, you're thinking rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah. So
That makes sense to me.
researchers called this a conditional response that is hardwired into the human brain. In addition, men were more likely to start the game with rock, while women were more frequently starting with scissors. So if you can remember all of that, the next time you play rock, paper, scissors, you can greatly increase your chances of winning, but of course you're going to forget it all.
Why don't you
Vegas
play,
vacation?
Yeah, you two play right now.
Yeah, so you would go rock, paper, then I would assume that Murph would start with a rock, so I would start with paper. And I would win. That's what I would do. Yeah, put it to use. We'll finish up with another trip to the bowels of Instagram, and I think this one might actually be real, or maybe not.
Hang on, buddy. Daddy's coming. Whoa! Gotcha! Oh, my back. Oh.
That didn't even make sense. He yells, "Daddy's coming." He's already there.
The whole thing just pops.
Oh, my God.
That's your more, everybody.
All right, Andy, time for Throwdowns.
Throwdowns. It's Throwdowns. Backed by Heartland Tire and Auto.
Throwdowns powered by Heartland Tire and Auto, treating you like family in Ankeny, Waukee, Knoxville, Boone, and Creston, an authorized dealer of both Firestone and Bridgestone tires. Andy, Friday night, I saw a lot of Nebraska fans blaming the loss to Minnesota on their surrender white uniforms, which are apparently cursed. Much like Iowa State's bugle uniforms, which we saw once and we'll never see again, the Cyclones also have lucky uniforms. Last season, they were 5-0 in the all black or all white alternates. Do you believe that uniforms can impact games?
No, I don't. This is something though that's really big with like fans who are way into their teams. They remember all these kind of records and stuff. I do remember believing in it as a little kid. The Cowboys had their blue uniforms that they would never wear. It seemed like they were always finagling a way to not have to wear those uniforms in the NFL. They would always be in white. I don't think so, but I understand how it gets the fans into it, and sometimes the fans can kind of dress along with the uniforms and make it a better atmosphere in the stadium. That kind of stuff you could probably argue, but other than that, no, I don't buy it.
I watched a lot of Notre Dame games as a kid, and I was convinced that when they wore the green that they were going to win that game. They break out the green for special events. Football especially is a game of emotion, so I think when the players are really excited about wearing a particular uniform, there is some emotion that maybe they carry out of the locker room, but the ball goes up and then it's execution and game plan. So ultimately, no, I don't think the uniform impacts the game. Does it get a locker room a little extra excited sometimes when the players are fired up about new uniforms? It does.
Yeah, it gives Nebraskans something to bitch about too.
Yeah, and the N was pink for breast cancer awareness month, right? Yeah.
Murph, Iowa, and Iowa State have each lost a men's basketball exhibition game, as outlined by John Sears last night on Sound Off. How much stock do you put into exhibition games in college basketball?
None at all. You don't even know what the coach is up to. And the coach might be testing some rotations. In some cases, he might think he needs his players' attention, and a way to get it is to have them go out there and get humbled. You just don't know what the coach is trying to do, but in many cases, the coach's incentive isn't to win that game. It's to make his team better or to find out what combinations work. This is not the time that they're trying to win the game in the same way that they will in the regular season. So I don't put any stock in it.
I don't either, but this is the problem, right? I mean, you set this up and you tell everybody, hey, this is an exhibition game. And they hear it right then and completely forget it and put it out of mind. And if you lose, it doesn't matter. I mean, people know what they saw. They saw your team, their team struggling to do what, because it's still the game of basketball. They're still trying to put the ball in the basket and keep the other team from doing the same thing. And if they're not able to do it, that's what they remember seeing. So this is why they schedule exhibition games against, Grandview or Simpson or something, right? Where a team that they should absolutely blow out no matter what, so they can fool around. But the problem is you don't really get a test against them, so they think, okay, well, we'll play Creighton, we'll play St. Louis, we'll do a real challenge. But remember, it's an exhibition, and people just it just doesn't work that way.
And I think there's even a distinction here between, like, Iowa, the Hawkeyes played a scrimmage.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like the NFL equivalent of two teams in training camp get together and scrimmage. I mean, that is different even from an exhibition where the crowd is at the game and coming in, and you might give a little more thought to how you look to keep people coming back. But yeah, at least the stream was good.
It's awful, apparently, right?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
All right, Andy, my kids both had field trips on Friday, so they both brought lunch from home, which is a rare treat for them because I pride myself on us being a hot lunch family. Do you consider yourself part of a hot lunch or cold lunch family?
I consider ourselves to be both, but our kids have been eating school lunches for a few years now. Look at this school lunch. There ain't a lot of nutrition on this plate here. Man, oh man.
There's fruit, there's a vegetable.
There's fruit and heavy sugar
starch.
syrup. There's a white pretzel. Why is there a pretzel in there?
Yeah, that was the one thing I didn't understand on this.
The
Everything else
corn,
was
maybe a
familiar.
little bit. There's a pizza and chocolate milk. Oh my God. Yeah, that's a lunch that I probably ate. Sans the pretzel. We never had those.
Cold lunch usually, but both. But I think more than anything, what this photo that you just showed makes me think of is one of those things in life that you never quite get over is the excitement I would feel on a Friday for the rectangle pizza that fit into the lunch tray. I mean, everybody loved Pizza Fridays, and I would smash a slice of that right now just because I think the nostalgia would just rush over me. It was probably terrible. It looked like sausage, but I don't know what it actually was. But just the fact that it fit into the tray like that, and you were so excited on Fridays to have that rectangular pizza.
Where did you find that with an extra pretzel? Just a side of extra empty carb?
Can I have some more crust, please?
The pretzel doesn't come on pizza day. What's going on with that lunch there?
Good question. Hey, that's throwdowns.
Send your Grimaldi's fan photos to Murph_Andy at iowaeverywhere.com, and we'll give a $50 gift card away on Friday to one of our viewers, listeners.
Hey, look at these kids.
Look at those kids.
It was 15 years ago tonight that I met my wife, Judy, at Wellman's Pub down there on Ingersoll. I went there to watch a Giants playoff game with Ross Peterson, and we met Judy. This wasn't that night. This was about a week later where we were both working at Uncle Buck's. But this is, I think, the first picture of the two of us together. So I just wanted to give a shout out to my wife.
Judy's eyes look wide open.
No, yours.
Yeah.
Well, you can't see mine because the tilt of my hat.
Yeah, Andrew had been in the parking lot 10 minutes before this picture was taken.
Judy's eyes are wide open and bright.
Andrew's are just, hey man.
What did she see in that guy?
Take a picture of us, man.
He's got the credential on and
Uncle Buck's.
The cap that it's almost like the bend of the cap is the same as his eyebrow. That's possible.
That was the point.
Oh, that's great. All right, it is time for the Andrew Downs audio drop of the day. We call it the AD Squared.
Yeah, it's powered by Gay Men's Health. I go to the Ankeny location in the Prairie Trail neighborhood. You can go to West Des Moines on University. You can go to North Liberty if you're on the eastern side of the state. Suburbs of Chicago, they now own one there. But there's a game day near you somewhere. Get there. They'll help you out with your men's health. I do the testosterone replacement therapy. And it's been working wonders for me. Okay, the Shohei Ohtani. I'm not a fan of Shohei Ohtani. I can't stand the Dodgers, and I hate the way that they got him. But what he did Friday night was ridiculous. So this weekend, I'm thinking, I bet there's a good Japanese call of some of those home runs. Well, I did find that, but it's pretty muted. They're pretty polite in Japan. You know, it's not muted, as always, is the Korean call of Ohtani's home runs.
Good.
오타니가 나갔습니다. 오른쪽으로. It's showtime. 오타니의 경쾌한 타격은 이 선수는 야구의 신입니다. 와. 오타니가 때렸습니다. 타구를 연습합니다. 탐장.
Oh, I like the beginning. Just the
You know, those big signings, these guys don't always deliver. He has.
Jeez.
Amazing.
He has. And if you just look at the economics of it, even with his contract that most of us cannot in any way relate to that much money, the Dodgers in Major League Baseball have made far more from him just because he's brought in such an international audience. It's been worth a fortune to MLB. So that has worked out. Quickie poll results presented by WCI Pools and Spas.
Do you agree with Chris Hassel? The win over Penn State is Iowa's biggest win in 4 years. Yes, Hassel's right. Says 55%. 45% say no. They've got another idea of what.
Yeah, but there are no replies under this. I just checked again.
Trying to find what the suggestion would be.
Yeah, because you can't find a bigger win and so yeah, I had to mute. We put it out on social media the start of the show where Hassel said this on Saturday night. I had to mute it yesterday because there's so many replies coming in, people saying, "Oh, that's ridiculous! This isn't their biggest win in 4 years." And you just have to go back and look. And as silly as it may seem, there isn't one.
It's because Penn State's winless in the conference.
And it's because there are Cyclone fans who don't want to give the Hawkeyes credit for that win, and it's not really Chris's point. It's not his entire point there. So it's just a good, interesting take that makes for some good sports talk.
Are you suggesting nuance gets lost on social media at times?
People are just like, "What? That's not that big a win. What are you talking about? But you have to listen to his whole point. And people don't want to do that.
Yeah, and these things, I can remember it would be the Paul Rhodes era that Iowa State went to Texas and won. Remember that?
Yep.
And a crowd gathered up in Ames for the welcome back and all that. Well, that Texas team that year turned out to not be any good. I think even had a losing record. But at the time, it felt like a really big win. So sometimes you just have to wait and see how things play out.
Well, it was just the fact that Iowa State had not had a win like that. And Texas was still a monster at that point. So, you had to take those things into consideration, which, of course, the Hawkeye fans didn't at that point.
Many of Paul Rhodes' upset specials did not turn out to be as magical as they seemed at the time once there was more context was needed. Hey, thank you for being part of Murph and Andy on a Monday here on Iowa Everywhere. If you want to make it easy to get the show, please like and subscribe. Don't forget Overthinking coming up Tuesday here, wherever you find your Iowa Everywhere shows. We're back Wednesday. We're back Wednesday. We hope you are too.